Hello and welcome back to Mountain Technologies. In today's video, I'll be demonstrating how to solder an LED onto a practice circuit board. Let's get started. Okay, so for this, we are going to need, of course, a soldering iron. I will be using these handy helpers. They're not necessary, but again, they're super helpful. I will be using, of course, a simple LED right here, this practice soldering circuit board, and some sort of wire cutters. I'll be using these side snips. They should work just fine. Okay, so first we want to get our soldering iron ready, so we'll put this aside. And we're going to take a little piece of solder and we're going to tin the end of our soldering iron. So this is just pretty much cleaning it and make sure it's all ready for soldering. So we're going to put a little bit of solder on the end there, and then we're just going to wipe it off on our damp sponge right here. This will make sure the tip is nice and shiny and will conduct heat really well. Now that our soldering iron's all ready, we can set up the circuit board. So if you look at an LED like this, you could see, it's difficult to see on the camera, but one of the sides is flat while the others are round. And then on this circuit board, the area that says LED 1, you can see one of the sides is flat. So you want to line up the side that's flat on the LED with the side that's flat on the circuit board, just like that. And if you look, you can see that the one flat side will line up right there. So now we want to turn the circuit board over and we want to bend these leads outward just like that. So that'll make sure that it's not going to come out while we're soldering it. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab my handy helpers and I'm just going to stick this right in here. Just like that. This will hold it in place, and I'm going to go ahead and bring the camera a little bit closer so you can see this a bit better. Okay, so now we want to get our soldering iron and we're going to solder this up. So we're going to take the tip of the soldering iron is a little big for this, but it'll work perfectly fine. We just want to use the very point of the soldering iron. And we want to touch the point of the soldering iron to the little ring that goes around the wire that's coming through. And we want to let it sit there and heat up for a while. And then after a little while, we'll try touching this to it, and it should start melting it. Sometimes it takes longer to heat up than other times. Okay, this one has a little bit of extra solder on there, so I'm just going to kind of try to scrape that off a bit. There we go. And now I'm going to do it for the other one. And you want to make sure that the solder really gets on the ring around the base of the wire, just like that. So if you look, this may not look super pretty, but we're going to fix it. So now we want to get our wire cutters here, and we're going to go ahead and, let's go like this. We're going to go ahead and clip off all this excess here, just like that, and just like that. So now you can see that those are nicely soldered on just like that. There's solder covering all of the little ring around it, and the LED on the other side is attached super well. Thanks for watching my video. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments below.